Yo! Yo! Oh my goodness. Yo! Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to be a roller coaster this week in Big Brother's house. And believe me when I say that the housemates are not ready. I don't think they really understand what's about to hit them. Yes, I don't think they really understand because, oh my goodness, Big Brother is literally on savage mode. Emphasis on savage mode. Yes. I mean, it's all back to the basics in Big Brother's house this week. All luxuries are gone. And if my calculations or predictions are right, these housemates might not be enjoying hot water this week. Because I've actually seen this happen before. Lord have mercy. This is insane. And this is actually a first in the history of Big Brother Naija. Although I've actually seen this happen before in Big Brother and Zamzi season 4. But I did not think that production would, try to experiment with our Big Brother Naija housemates. But anyways, they are doing that already. And it is quite interesting to see how these housemates are actually struggling already. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering what I'm on about, or probably you already have a hint, but don't worry, I'm going to fill you all in on the details. But before we get into that, first of all, massive congratulations to Sultana on winning the Head Vows Challenge last night. Ladies and gentlemen, I was so excited for her. Yeah, I was so excited for her because we know that when it comes to speed, she does not have it because she cannot run. She said she had an accident years ago where that caused her to learn how to walk again. Yes. So speed is not her thing. But when it comes to focus, when it comes to being stable, having stability, that I give to Sultana. She's actually got that. I mean, from her demeanor, from the way she composes herself, you can tell that is someone that has mastered the art of composure. Yes. And so the games last night actually required composure and a bit of speed, balance, right? And in terms of speed, not physical speed, but I think mental speed. Yes. And she was able to tick the right boxes immediately and she got it. And in a way, I kind of felt bad for Mensen, who was also the last man standing that was competing against her because he was kind of distracted. Yes. You see that whole shenanigan between himself and Ivata during the live eviction show, it had sort of destabilized him completely. Man was not in that arena. I was watching his every movement. Even when he qualified after the first stage of the challenges, the guy was literally talking to himself. I don't think he was the one that was there. Even after he moved from the second one, he wasn't the one there. He wasn't paying attention. The guy was completely oblivious to everything that was happening around him, so I kind of felt really bad for him. But at the same time, I was kind of happy for Sultana, and also, of course, because Gloria Elijah wanted to see some drama. I was wondering who she was going to pick as a guest. Quite unexpectedly, she had gone ahead to choose Big So-So. Yes. I mean, in a way, I was kind of thinking that she was going to choose Jason J. Yeah, I mean, we know why. We know why she would have chosen Jason J. But I loved the fact that she had gone ahead to choose Big So-So. That one was literally over the moon, almost going ballistic in the arena because it has been her long time dream to spend time in the Head of House lounge, always complaining about the bathroom and the toilets in the main house being very, very dirty and messy. So for her now, she has privacy of a cleaner environment, more private and cleaner environment. So massive congratulations to Sultana. Well-deserved win. She did great. I was really impressed by her performance. Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into this video right now because a lot of things actually happened last night. I mean, a lot of conversations, right? And of course, we're going to begin this conversations by the major drastic changes that has occurred in the house overnight. Yes, I mean, Big Brother has done a complete overhaul of everything in the house. It looks like these housemates are living in the village already. Yeah, so we're going to go into all of that. But it's going to make this video extremely lengthy if I decide to cover everything at once on this video. So what we're going to do is we're going to have two parts. So think of this video as part one. All right. We're going to talk to an extent some of the conversations, right, that was had last night. We will analyze some of those conversations, and then on the next video we will analyze the next. All right. So I crave your indulgence. I look forward to seeing your thoughts in the comment section below. Go ahead and share, and also let me know what you think about the new theme of the week, the bare minimum. Yes, that is the new theme of the week, the bare minimum. Yes, but anyways, we're gonna get into all of that. But also, before we begin, hi, you're all specially welcome back to my channel. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and I am the girl with the tea. Without further ado, let's ride into the rest of the video. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it was after the Head of House challenge, right there in the arena, that Big Brother had announced to the housemates that things had changed. He had welcomed them into the bare minimum week. He had explained to them that a lot of things that they are used to will no longer be available for them to use. Yep. Now, they did not seem to understand until they got into the house. The first things they saw was that almost everywhere in the house had been marked as a red zone. Yeah. You know this tape, this red and white tape that is used to bar crime scenes? Yes, we had such in the house. So the comfortable sofas, you know, the soft, plush, lush, succulent sofas that these housemates enjoy dumping their sweaty and nice smelling bodies on, you know. And when I say sweaty, I mean after their workout session in the arena, you just see how they will just carry their sweaty body and bam, they'll just dump it on top of the sofa. Like, guys, that thing irks me. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you see that sofa, all of it in the lounge, barred. Big Brother had marked all of them. They can no longer put their bodies on the sofas. Now, it wasn't even the denial of the privilege of enjoying the sofas that got me. It was the replacement of those sofas that was completely offing me last night. Ladies and gentlemen. If you're one of those people that grew up with what they call akpoti, you would have found it funny. Akpoti is like a tiny little chair, or what they call it. Yeah, okay, it's a tiny little chair, right? Constructed with wood, very hard, very merciless to your bum bum, because when you sit on it for too long, your bum bum will begin to ache, or your bones will begin to break and ache you. Yeah, Big Brother provided all of that and, you know, arranged it in the lounge. So when the housemates are summoned to the lounge for a brief or information or anything, they will all sit their butts on those akpotis. In fact, they even had benches. You know, these are things that you can easily find at local places in Nigeria. And that was exactly what Big Brother provided for these housemates. So yeah, no more cushions, no more luxury, no more privileges, because of course they've been taking all of these things for granted, to be very honest with you. Yeah. So seeing those replacements, ladies and gentlemen, I was almost choking from laughter, because like, Big Brother, what happened, Big Brother? And that wasn't enough. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the beds upstairs were out of bounds, and the replacements for those beds were mats. Ladies and gentlemen, sweet and bittersweet childhood memories was just everything that was just flashing through my head as I watched all of these replacements people that had provided for the housemates. Guys, I grew up sleeping on the floor on mats, you know. So when I saw those mats again, brought back memories, and it was just so, anyways, nostalgic. That's the word, nostalgic. Yes. So I saw the mats. Oh my goodness. Anyways, there was enough mats for everybody. So housemates picked, you know, mats, and the instruction was they can only use their, is it Betway duvet, one of the branded duvets. That's the ones that they can use. They cannot use their pillows. Yeah, so however way you can, make yourself comfortable, and it has to be on the floor. You place it on the floor. And what else? The dining table area, out of bounds, marked as a red zone. The kitchen, the blenders. The blenders are gone, ladies and gentlemen. In replacement, they have a mortar. If you grew up in Nigeria, you know what that means. You need to, you want to pound your peppers, you pound your spices, your crawfish, your tomatoes. You see all those things that you go to the kitchen like, oh my God, I want to blend tomatoes. I want to make stew. And then you put your tomatoes in the blender and zzz, you're done. This time around, you got to put your back to work. And so in place of the blenders, we have mortars. And it was so beautiful to see how some of the housemates were already experimenting with the mortars. There was Kola and who else? I think a couple of other people pounding yam. And it was quite, entertaining to watch. Now, aside that one, laundry, ladies and gentlemen, the washing machines are gone. And the replacements for those are big bowls. Growing up, those bowls were called rubber, washing rubber. That's what we call it, washing rubber or washing basin. Yes, that's what we used to call it. So they have big bowls, big rubbers, big plastics, right? And they would have to fetch water from the tap, pour it inside those bowls, and then do their laundries. The one person that wanted to die for that one was Doris. Doris literally knelt on the floor shouting, "Big brother, no!" I said, this girl, you're so dramatic. But ladies and gentlemen, it was so funny because, come on, it's back to the basics, back to bare minimum. You have your hands, use your hands, wash your clothes, fetch your water. And it was so crazy. All the privileges that they enjoy are gone. And guys, I found it quite exciting, as I said at the start of this video, because this is not the first time I am seeing something like this. During Big Brother and Zamzi season 4, the Siamusha season, the housemates of that season had one whole week of going back to the basics. Yes, I think theirs was called camping weeks. Yes. In their own case, they were not even wearing their own clothes. They had been given camping uniforms, right? Camping uniforms that they were wearing. So they had to camp in the garden outside. They were using firewood to cook. These housemates, in fact, this season, they're even enjoying because they still have access to the kitchen, the gas, the pots, the pans. In Bibi and Zamzi, those ones, they had to use one old local pot, this old local pot that has been weathered by the storm and whatnot. That was what they were using to cook. And they're using all these old school spices. Everything was old school, but worst of all, for those ones, they were using firewood. They had to start their fire from scratch. And imagine cooking with firewood. The smoke, the ash, the dust, the smell of the fire, everything is on top of your body, head to toe. So it was just crazy like that, just crazy like that for those ones. But for these people, I think, well, I don't think people that entirely rid them of all of their privileges, And as I mentioned before, I'm actually looking forward to seeing if they will not have hot water this week. I think that is going to be the last straw for the housemates because a lot of them cannot shower without hot water. Yes. And speaking about water, the pool was dried out. Really sad. But then there's another thing that I did not particularly understand. Why is the head of house still enjoying her privileges? Because in Big Brother and Zamzi season 4, even the head of house too had to sleep in the garden just like everybody else. The only difference was that as everybody was enjoying one tiny little space, the head of house had, like, let's say, a double space for himself and whoever he chose to let into that space, and there was a creative way that they had segmented the head of house's space. It was kind of nice. So I was kind of expecting the same thing, but then again, hey, it's Big Brother Naija. Big Brother Naija is not the same as Big Brother and Zamzi, yes, but the ideas are kind of similar, but probably not gonna be the same. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm not really complaining much. Yes, I'm not really complaining. For me, I know that it's going to be a chaotic week. Yes, it's going to be a chaotic new week because the housemates will have to get into the program. They would have to get used to this. They would have to learn to adjust. And they would have to learn to not complain too much. Because the thing about Big Brother, if you complain too much, you're going to get your own punishment. You're going to get queried, yes. So yeah, I'm quite excited about it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the dynamics of the house will be, because already there's been a bit of segregation, also stemming from the live eviction show's interaction with Ebuka. Already there's tension between Dede and Mide. There's also tension between Dede and Kola. Yes. So as at last night, Dede was spending more time with Joanna, as she has been doing for a bit, off and on. And then she was also spending more time with Koyin. Yes. Whilst Mide was spending time with Bright and Kola. Kola, on his own part, has immediately gone to go and stick with Imisi, so that Imisi will make his life easier this period, because of course he's looking at this new system, and what he's seeing is that Imisi can actually adjust easily, because there's a possibility that Imisi is coming from that type of background, according to Kola's brain working, So both of them, they've already secured the spot on the sofas in the garden, which is quite weird to me, because I thought that the essence of taking away the beds from the housemates is to rid them of their luxuries and their privileges. What I did not understand was why Big Brother did not, red tape the sofas in the garden. It did not make sense to me, because allowing housemates to sleep on that sofa, it's just the same thing as allowing housemates to sleep on their bed. So it just did not make sense to me. Yeah, and I wish Big Brother is going to change that, because it's going to be a cheat to those who are sleeping on the floor already. Yeah. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this new switch up? Are you excited for it? Do you love it? And are you looking forward to seeing some chaos, just as I am? Go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on my next video. My next video is going to be really loaded. Yes, it's going to be loaded and packed with every single conversation that was had in the house last night. Every single tensed up conversation. And trust me, you do not want to miss out. So yeah, watch out for my next video. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye.